Picture this. You've been working out for years. You built your business, improved your style, fixed your body, and followed every piece of dating advice the internet sold you. On paper, you are everything women supposedly want. But when you interact with women, something still feels missing. They are polite, but emotionally distant. They agree to dates, but never chase you. You always feel like you are the one investing more. Meanwhile, another guy with average looks, an old car, and no impressive status somehow has women completely obsessed with him. They text him first. They fight for his attention. They become emotionally attached to him without effort. So what does he have that you do not? Before going further, you just have to complete my 2K subscribers. So just subscribe and share this with one. What if I told you the biggest lie men have been taught is that attraction is built through achievements? What if the very things you think make women desire you are actually weakening attraction instead of strengthening it? Because women do not become addicted to your resume. They become addicted to your energy, your emotional presence, and your internal state. If you are tired of fake dating advice and want to understand the real psychology behind attraction, subscribe now, because this channel is about helping men build genuine confidence, emotional strength, and magnetic presence. Before we talk about female obsession, we need to destroy the biggest misconception about attraction. Society teaches men that attraction works like a checklist. Build muscles, make money, learn game, dress better, improve your status. Then women will automatically desire you. But millions of men have followed that blueprint and still feel invisible emotionally. Why? Because attraction is not created through external value alone. Women do not fall deeply for what you own. They fall deeply for who you become emotionally. A woman does not become obsessed because you have money. She becomes obsessed because of how she feels in your presence. She responds to your confidence, your certainty, your emotional stability, and your authenticity. This is where most men fail completely. They spend years building external success while neglecting their internal state. They become impressive on paper, but emotionally needy in real life. And women can feel that immediately. The most attractive men are rarely the men trying hardest to impress women. The most attractive men are the men completely comfortable with themselves. Women unconsciously study your energy the moment they meet you. They are not only looking at your appearance, they are reading deeper signals. Does this man need validation? Does he know his own worth? Is he emotionally grounded? Does he feel authentic or performative? Is he seeking approval or offering presence? Within seconds, women emotionally place men into categories, above them or below them. And the ironic part is that the men trying hardest to prove themselves usually place themselves in the lower category automatically, because constantly proving your worth communicates insecurity. Meanwhile, the man who feels calm, relaxed, and self-assured without needing external approval naturally feels higher value. One of the strongest attraction triggers is pre-selection, but most men misunderstand what that means. They think it means bragging about women or showing off attention online. That usually backfires because it feels forced. Real pre-selection is subtle. It is the energy of a man who has options, but does not desperately need to prove it. Women become curious about men who appear desired without trying to advertise it. Curiosity is powerful because emotional attachment often begins with curiosity. But you cannot fake this energy. Women are extremely sensitive to incongruence. If you pretend to be confident while secretly desperate for validation, they will sense it. That brings us to a difference between external value and internal value. Most men spend their lives chasing external value: money, cars, status, muscles, achievements, social approval. But internal value is different. Internal value is self-respect, self-trust, emotional control, authenticity, presence. A man with average circumstances but strong internal value will almost always create stronger emotional attraction than a successful man who secretly hates himself. Why? Because women react emotionally to certainty, and certainty cannot be faked for long. This is why validation seeking destroys attraction. The moment your happiness depends on female approval, attraction weakens instantly. When you need compliments, reassurance, attention, or constant confirmation from women to feel worthy, you unconsciously communicate insecurity. Women sense when a man depends emotionally on external approval, and dependence kills mystery, confidence, and polarity. The men women become obsessed with are usually self-validated. They appreciate attention, but do not emotionally rely on it. They can enjoy a woman without needing her to complete them. That emotional independence is magnetic because it is rare. Most people walk through life desperately seeking validation from others. So when someone appears emotionally complete on their own, people naturally become drawn toward them. Another quality women become addicted to is presence. Most men are never fully present. Their minds are racing constantly, thinking about outcomes, planning what to say next, trying to impress, trying not to fail. But presence creates emotional connection. When you are fully present with a woman, listening carefully, comfortable with silence, and emotionally grounded, she feels understood instead of managed. That feeling is powerful. Presence also communicates confidence because relaxed people stay in the moment. Anxious people live in outcomes. A grounded man does not rush interactions. He is comfortable with pauses, comfortable with silence, comfortable with himself. Another truth most men never question is whether their goals are actually their own. Society programs men to believe that status creates worth. More money, better car, better body, more women. But many men chase these things not because they truly want them, but because they hope those achievements will finally make them feel enough. That is why so many successful men still feel insecure internally, because external achievements cannot permanently solve internal insecurity. Real confidence comes from self-acceptance, not endless self-improvement. This does not mean ambition is bad. Growth matters, discipline matters, success matters. But when achievement becomes your entire identity, your confidence becomes fragile. The moment you lose status, money, or approval, your self-worth collapses too. The strongest men improve themselves because they enjoy growth, not because they believe they are worthless without it. Another mistake men make is placing sex at the center of interactions with women. When sex becomes your main goal, you automatically give away power. Why? Because now your emotional state depends on whether a woman chooses you sexually. She becomes the gatekeeper of your validation. Women can feel this pressure immediately. But men who are emotionally grounded do not desperately chase outcomes. They enjoy connection, conversation, and experience without attaching their self-worth to results. Ironically, this makes women more attracted to them. Sometimes the most powerful thing a man can do is say no. Most men are so starved for validation, they accept any attention available. But a man with standards, self-control, and emotional discipline becomes far more intriguing. Saying no communicates abundance. It communicates confidence. It communicates self-respect. At the center of attraction is emotional stability. This is where stoicism becomes attractive. Stoicism does not mean suppressing emotion. It means remaining emotionally grounded under pressure. A man who stays calm during stress feels powerful emotionally. Women naturally trust men who remain centered during uncertainty because emotional stability creates safety. Most modern men react emotionally to everything. Attention changes their mood. Rejection destroys their confidence. Validation controls their self-worth. But grounded men remain stable regardless of circumstances. Women also experience attraction differently than men. Men are visually stimulated first. Women are emotionally stimulated first. This is why women often become obsessed with men who are not traditionally perfect looking, because emotional experience matters more than visual perfection. Women remember how you made them feel. Did you create tension, safety, curiosity, excitement, calmness, presence? Those emotional experiences become addictive. The deepest attraction happens when masculine and feminine energies create polarity. Masculine energy is calm, grounded, directed, and emotionally stable. Feminine energy is emotional, intuitive, expressive, and flowing. When a woman encounters a man truly comfortable in his masculine energy, she relaxes emotionally around him, and relaxation creates attraction. One of the most powerful traits you can develop is non-reactivity. This means maintaining emotional control regardless of tests, rejection, praise, or pressure. Non-reactive men become magnetic because they cannot be easily manipulated emotionally. If a woman compliments you and you suddenly become desperate for approval, attraction weakens. If she pulls away slightly and you panic emotionally, attraction weakens. But when you remain emotionally centered, regardless of external behavior, you communicate strength. So how do you actually develop these qualities? First, audit your motivations honestly. Ask yourself whether your goals are truly yours or whether you are chasing validation disguised as ambition. Second, develop self-validation. Learn to respect yourself internally instead of relying on external approval. Third, practice presence. Be fully engaged in conversations instead of obsessing over outcomes. Fourth, embrace authenticity. Stop trying to become what you think women want and become more honest about who you already are. Fifth, strengthen emotional control. Learn to remain calm under pressure instead of reacting impulsively. And finally, build internal peace. Because the ultimate secret behind female obsession is not manipulation, game, or status. It is emotional wholeness. Women become addicted to men who feel emotionally complete without needing constant validation from the outside world. And here is the final truth most dating coaches never tell. Now, please like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one. Bye.